Okay. I've been so meaning to tell you this. You've got to stop living for other people. And you just have to stop living for other people. And the reason why is not for me to say, it is for you to say. Because you tell me, where has that gotten you thus far? I mean, I'm just saying because um and it's not always doing what other people tell you to do. That's not the living for other people that I always mean. I mean for the glare, for the gaze of others, for the opinions of others that you're projecting onto them because that's really how you feel about yourself. They're not even paying attention to your life the way that you think they are. And here you are, ashamed of the choices you made, of the things you didn't do, of the places you haven't gone, of the things you haven't accomplished because of what you think this other person that you've decided out of a million people that their opinion matters, and that's how you're living for them. It's a shame because you already like have dreams and thoughts, and then maybe you're in this period of weird in between where you don't really even really know what they are. I've been there before too. Like, it's fine, you don't always have to have ambition. I don't think ambition is a 24/7 every single day of your life thing, but there are things you want to do. And I've said this before, everybody has will. Some people's will is stronger than others. Some people's will is like very organized and fits into the structure. And some people want to make $1 million and they want to play the game, so to speak. And some people just want to chill. And some people want to have a family. And some people want to build community. Some people want to teach in school. Like some people, like everybody has different things they want to do at different times. And it's okay. I really want us to get out of the whole thing of like thinking that everybody has to want the same thing and do the same thing. But you have to stop living for others. Other people in your head that you sometimes they are real people, but you have taken one thing that they've said and spun it out of proportion. And now you're like subconscious is using that to dictate how you live and dictate your life. I'm just saying, why doesn't it work? Like why aren't you happy? Why aren't you grateful? I don't know. I mean, I've done it too. And that's why I felt like this is important to say because it's like, eh, stop living for others. I don't know. Don't even live for yourself. Live for God. Live for an animal or something. Live for your kid. Well, that's kind of living for. Well, live to take care of your kid if you have one. But like, choose something that if you go for it, live for it, you're actually gonna feel good about yourself and not like crap daily. That's that's my advice. That's my advice. A lot of people a lot of people do this, but it's okay. It's just a little reminder not to. And that pain point that you feel at the juncture of who you are, who you want to be, and that person's belief or disbelief about you or whatever it is about them that makes you feel bad about you because it's highlighting the gap between who you are and where you want to be. Whatever that juncture is, you can soften it by just understanding, okay, I have the agency over how I decide this person fits into my life. And I am deciding that this person is here to help me grow by helping me see how I'm not loving myself enough, or helping me see how I'm not showing up for myself enough, or helping me see how I don't think I'm beautiful enough, or helping me see how I don't think I'm smart enough yet, or helping me see how I'm not actually giving myself what I need in terms of discipline or nourishment or whatever the case may be. Like that's all they're there for. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that you're right when you think that you are less than or crap or something. Like it doesn't mean that that's correct. That's not what that means. I highly recommend that you build a belief system that at the core of it, no matter what happens, you truly believe in something higher than yourself and you truly believe that you are worthy of love. That is the only way this thing called life is going to work out, or it's going to feel like it's going to work out in your favor. Like, build a belief system that is foundational, that says, in the end, I'm okay, regardless of what I've done or regardless of what I haven't done. If you don't do this, life is so much harder. It's much harder when you don't have that. So then, even if you forget, even if you forget for years, at least if you like try to build the foundation of that belief system, then what will happen is when these little things come up and you get entangled in these messes with people who are, you know, on their end, that's their ish that they have to deal with, them trying to make you feel less than, questioning your choices, making little snide remarks. You know how they do. You know how they do, asking you little questions. I've done the same thing. I've done the same thing to others when I didn't understand, that anybody who I have in my life is actually my responsibility to be kind. It's my responsibility to be kind and non-judgmental, because whatever I do to them comes through me. I'm doing it to myself. I'm doing it to myself. So it's like, I've done it. I've been guilty of this. I've made those mistakes is a better phrase than even I've been guilty, but I've made these mistakes. And I'm here to say, whether you're on the receiving end of it, whether on the giving end of it, man, just stop it. Just make a choice today that, like, I'm going to take a magnifying glass to those parts of myself that I don't feel too hot about. And I'm going to explore that. And I'm going to self soothe. Another thing I wanted to say is that the environment doesn't even happen. I don't mean the world, the environment, because your environment, wherever you happen to be in the moment physically, let's talk about physically, externally, you have to create the vibe that you want. There's no matching of energy. I hated that phase in memedom and social media because it was so stupid. It was like, so you just gonna stoop to somebody's level just because you don't have the strength to just hold your own. And maybe that wasn't a judgment in itself, but I was just like, nah, I don't want to ride this wave. I don't want to ride this wave. In terms of, if you come at me a certain way, I'm gonna come at you a certain way. Nah, why? Neutralize, alchemize, like, be better. Because again, it has to come through you. So you're gonna just like roll around in the mud with them. I mean, actually, mud can be very purifying. But I say that to say, like, man, just hold your own, stand your ground, and you create the vibe. Like, for instance, if it's just you yourself, hopefully you can get some time away. Like, the incense is not gonna light itself. The incense is not gonna light itself. The candle ain't gonna light itself. The room spray is not gonna spray itself. The bed is not gonna make itself. The floor is not gonna vacuum itself. You know, maybe one day with AI or something, but it ain't doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? The windows aren't gonna open themselves. The sage ain't gonna burn itself. The music is not gonna, well, you can set it to, but the music is really not gonna play itself. You know, the meditations aren't going to meditate themselves. No one is going to sit you down so that you can get quiet with yourself except you. You have to create the environment. There could be other people in your life who do this, but like, normally you would have had to have been chosen by and chosen them in the first place. So there was already some intention there. But it's like, when you're alone, no one is doing these things. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be the one. So this work that has to happen, the inside work, is realizing you need to live for you. And if you don't know what that means, just welcome to the freaking journey, man. Welcome to the journey. because none of us know. Like, we may know sometimes, and then the people who know the most are the wisest. They know they don't really know anything, and the doors keep opening and opening and opening, and like, that's the way that life stays interesting. I want to be on that path where it's like, oh my God, here's another layer. Oh my gosh, here's another layer. Oh my God. Like, I just keep becoming, I keep unfolding. Wow, that's what I want, because I don't like to be bored. And that's another thing about ADHD. I feel like, yeah, we call it ADHD, but it's such a misnomer for what it is. I use the terminology because it's searchable, because it's recognizable, but truthfully, it's so much more than that. We're the next wave. We are the next wave. A couple, along with other people on the spectrum, we're the next wave of the way society is supposed to function, man. Like, we're not supposed to be locked in and just like taking anything as it comes and just accepting that. Just accepting that. It's BS. It's BS. So know who you are, live for yourself. And living for yourself may truly mean serving others. And it doesn't mean not having a responsibility. Like I said, of course, you have your responsibilities, but there's so many ways you can show up in that. There's so many ways you can show up in that. You don't have to do what your parents did when it comes to disciplining your kids. You don't have to do what you see people doing on TV or what the latest guru says. You can come up with your own methods. Like, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing, but we surely do. I mean, I feel like I'm not that different from others, even though I feel like they see me as way different than I feel myself to be different. I'm still wearing clothes. I still shop at major department stores. I still go to the park. I'm not the only one here. I still have a self. I mean, like, I'm not that different. I'm right here with everybody else. So that tells me there's a lot more to be explored. How can I remain myself, remain integrated, but then also deviate and just do something completely new? You know, I may be really different in terms of like my particular close circle, but there are people who are doing amazing things around the world. I can't even conceive. I'm like, how did you even come up with that? So just know that there's levels to it. There's levels to it. And I think you're going to be just fine. I think you're going to be just fine. I just wanted to tap in with that reminder because I think it's important. And I actually think that what I have to say is important. It's important to someone. And I'm not walking that back anymore. You know, it's time. It's time we all stepped into our power. It's time we owned it. Okay. See ya.